One thing I had in common with some of my other students and classmates was basketball. And unfortunately, because of the lack of communication with my peers, I wasn't invited to parties or friendly gatherings on the weekend. So on Fridays and Saturdays, I would go in my rec room with my basketball and basically dribble myself to sleep. And I think that was the best thing that could have ever happened to me, because during those lonely hours in the rec room, I discovered the hunger, the motivation, and the desire to be the best possible basketball player that I could be.
Kobe Bryant, a name synonymous with greatness in the realm of basketball, was a true embodiment of the Mamba mentality. But what does this mean, and how can you cultivate it into your own life? Let's explore. Rule number 1, insane work ethic.
To Kobe Bryant, hard work was an understatement. His training regimen, the intensity of his workouts, his relentless quest to improve and perfect his game, these are the stuff of legends. He wasn't just setting an alarm for 4 a.m., he was redefining what it means to commit oneself to a craft.
If your job is to try to be the best basketball player you can be, right? To do that, you have to practice, you have to train, right? You want to train as much as you can, as often as you can, right? And so now you do that, and as the years go on, the separation that you have with your competitors and your peers just grows larger and larger and larger and larger and larger. And by year 5 or 6, doesn't matter what kind of work they do in the summer, they're never going to catch up.
You see, Bryant didn't just attend practice. He would show up hours before, ensuring he got in hundreds of shots before his teammates even stepped foot on the court. Then, after official training concluded, while others retreated to rest, Kobe remained, shooting, running, honing his skills until he'd made 400 shots. The idea of an off-season seemed to be lost on Kobe. He used this time not for leisure, but as an opportunity to push ahead, to gain an edge over competitors. Even during the off-season, he'd maintain his intense training schedule, often involving 2-a-day workouts. His philosophy was simple: outwork everyone. In an interview, he once said, "If you just work hard enough, hours upon hours, and you really want to be there, you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish." His commitment was such that it went beyond physical boundaries. He would study the game constantly, poring over footage, analyzing rivals, and breaking down performances. The quest to improve was a 24/7 pursuit. Kobe Bryant's work ethic wasn't just about repetition or long hours. It was about a relentless, dogged pursuit of mastery. It was about an unwavering commitment to excellence, a refusal to settle for anything less. He set the bar high, not just for himself, but for everyone who aspired to greatness in any field. Remember this, in his own words: "I can't relate to lazy people. We don't speak the same language. I don't understand you. I don't want to understand you." That's the essence of the Mamba mentality, and that's the kind of work ethic Kobe Bryant embraced.
Rule number 2, embrace failure.
If there's one thing we can learn from Kobe, it's that failure is not a stop sign, it's a stepping stone. The Mamba mentality wasn't about avoiding failure, it was about embracing it, learning from it, and using it to fuel your journey to success.
You got to look at the reality of the situation. Like for me, it's not, you kind of got to get over yourself. It's not about you, man. Like, okay, you feel embarrassed. You're not that important. Like, get over yourself.
That's where you go.
Get over yourself, right? Like, you're worried about how people may perceive you, and like you're walking around and it's embarrassing because you shot 5 air balls. Get over yourself.
To Kobe, the idea of failure as a negative was completely foreign. He understood that failure was inevitable when you're pushing your limits. When you're striving to be the best, you're going to miss shots, lose games, and make mistakes. But those aren't the moments that define you. It's how you respond to those failures that does. Kobe once said, "Everything negative, pressure, challenges, is all an opportunity for me to rise." He saw each failure as an opportunity to learn, to grow, to improve. Failure didn't deter Kobe, it fueled him. Each missed shot was a lesson. Each loss was a motivator. When he was scrutinized for missing crucial shots, he didn't let the criticism paralyze him. Instead, he hit the gym, took hundreds of shots, refining his technique, strengthening his resolve. Take the game against the Utah Jazz in the 1997 playoffs, for instance. An 18-year-old Kobe shot 4 air balls in crucial moments. Did it devastate him? Yes. Did it stop him? Absolutely not. He spent the entire summer that followed training like a man possessed, ensuring that he would never repeat that experience. And it paid off. Throughout his career, Kobe was often the player entrusted with the last shot, the one to decide the game's fate. And he delivered, time and again. That's not luck. That's not talent alone. That's the result of embracing failure and transforming it into strength. So remember, as Kobe put it, when we are saying this cannot be accomplished, this cannot be done, then we are shortchanging ourselves. Embrace failure, learn from it, rise above it. That's the Mamba mentality.
Rule number 3, be competitive and relentless.
Kobe Bryant was known for his relentless spirit and unyielding competitiveness. His drive to win was so strong, it was almost tangible. Kobe believed in giving every ounce of himself to the game, and he did so every single time he stepped on the court.
And I scored not a free throw, nothing, not a lucky shot, not a breakaway layup, 0 points. And I remember crying about it and being upset about it. And my father just gave me a hug and said, listen, whether you score 0 or score 60, I'm gonna love you no matter what.
Wow.
Now that is the most important thing that you can say to a child. Because from there, I was like, okay, that gives me all the confidence in the world to fail. I have the security there. But to hell with that, I'm scoring 60. Let's go.
Right.
And from there, I just went to work.
His relentless drive wasn't just restricted to the basketball court, but was a part of his everyday life. It was this spirit that earned him the title of the Black Mamba. Kobe's philosophy was simple: never give up. He would show up first and leave last, always ensuring he outworked everyone else. When you want something as badly as Kobe wanted to win, you do everything in your power to achieve it. No excuses, no exceptions.
It's just piece by piece, and it's the consistency of the work, which I feel like a lot of parents are missing today because we're not teaching that to our kids. We tend to say like kids don't want to do the work, but in reality, it's when we're failing them because we're not leading them the right way and teaching them, how to fish. You know what I mean? And so like the consistency of work, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and then you can get to where you want to go.
Remember the story of when Kobe was just a teenager and he challenged his older teammates to one-on-one games up to 100 points? This relentless attitude stemmed from a deep inner need to be the best. His trainer, Tim Grover, once said that Kobe was the only player that ever approached Michael Jordan's work ethic. Kobe Bryant was never satisfied. He constantly set new goals and pushed himself harder and harder to achieve them. His ambition was not limited to basketball. After retirement, Kobe's relentless drive saw him win an Oscar for his short film, Dear Basketball. In life, just like in basketball, being competitive and relentless can push you to heights you never thought possible. Kobe showed us that when you're driven by passion, there are no limits to what you can achieve.
Rule number 4, embrace adversity.
To adopt the Mamba mentality, you must be ready to face adversity head on, just like Kobe Bryant. One cannot truly be successful without overcoming obstacles and hardships along the way. These adversities shape you, test your resolve and resilience, and refine you as a person. Kobe faced his fair share of adversities, from his career-threatening injuries to personal tragedies and public criticism. Yet he emerged stronger each time, turning his struggles into strength.
Well, why did those air balls happen? Got it. High school, year before, we played 35 games, max, right? Week in between, spaced out, plenty of time to rest. In the NBA, it's back to back to back to back to back to back to back. I didn't have the legs. So you look at the shot, every shot was online, but every shot was short. Right? I gotta get stronger. I gotta train differently. The weight training program that I'm doing, I gotta tailor it for an 82 game season so that when the playoffs come around, my legs are stronger and that ball gets there. So I look at it with rationale. And say, okay, well, the reason why I shot air balls is because my legs aren't there. I go, well, next year they'll be there. That was it.
Kobe's Achilles injury in 2013 was a major setback. Many thought it was the end of his career, but Kobe saw it as a challenge. Despite the excruciating pain, he stayed out on the court, walked to the free throw line, and made both shots. After the surgery, he called it the biggest challenge, but also the most critical. This event redefined his career, showcasing his unbelievable willpower and resilience. Overcoming adversities often requires you to go beyond what's expected. To do what seems nearly impossible. Kobe demonstrated this time and time again, whether it was playing through injuries or returning stronger after setbacks.
I was thinking, like, I don't know if I can do this. Dude,
Wow.
Achilles were like the kiss of death for
Yes.
athletes. Like,
Yes.
I don't know if I can do this. I don't know. There's so many factors. There's the surgery that has to take place. The surgery has to go well, right? And then just, it's a tendon. I'm not dealing with anything that's muscular or things that I can control. I can't control a tendon. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know. And then thinking about what that process of recovery. Is going to look like. It's a long one. Do I want to do that shit? I don't know if I want to do it. I don't know. So that was the hardest part.
Adversity doesn't define you. It's how you respond that does. And the Mamba mentality is all about that, responding to challenges with resilience and resolve. Embrace adversity. Let it strengthen you. Let it shape your journey.
Rule number 5, stay passionate.
The final rule to developing the Mamba mentality is to stay passionate. Passion, according to Kobe Bryant, is the fuel that drives your dedication, work ethic, and resilience. Without passion, you're just going through the motions, and that won't lead to greatness.
Well, I mean, you know, the passion came from the love for the game. You know, I loved everything about it, like the smell of the ball, you know, the smell of like brand new sneakers, and like the sound the ball makes when it hits the ground, ball going through the net, like all those things I love. And so the passion comes from that, because once you have that love, you just want to be a part of this thing all the time.
Kobe's passion for the game of basketball was evident from his early years. As a child, he'd spend hours practicing, perfecting his craft, driven by his love for the game. He often recalled waking up early, practicing before school, again after school, and then well into the night. It was this unwavering passion that led him to the NBA straight out of high school. Throughout his career, Kobe's passion was evident. Whether it was the thrill of a tight game or the grind of a tough practice, he loved it all. He embraced the process, the journey, all because of his deep-seated passion for basketball.
I enjoy what I do. This is fun for me. I truly love what I do, and that's where the passion comes from. That's where the will to get better comes from. It's just because I truly enjoy it. I enjoy the preparation. It's what I truly wanted to do. It's what I enjoyed doing. So it wasn't like I didn't feel like I was giving something up. I felt like I was gaining something because I enjoyed playing.
Kobe once said, the most important thing is to try and inspire people so they can be great at whatever they want to do. This wasn't just about inspiring future basketball players. It was about inspiring others regardless of their path. Passion is infectious, and Kobe's was undeniable. It's what made him push harder, reach higher, and never settle. So find your passion, embrace it, let it drive you, and remember, as Kobe said, if you love what you do and it's making you happy, all the hard work and perseverance will pay off.